My name's Susie Lon Castle, and I'm a literature professor in the field of Chinese American literature. I got undergraduate degrees from USC, the University of Southern California in Los Angeles, and I have a master's degree from Harvard University, and I got my PhD at UC Riverside just up the street.
Okay.
I know this sounds cliche, but I'd have to say my mom and my dad. I think the academic part came from my dad, and then the cultural studies part really came from my mom.
Okay.
In some ways I was rebelling. I mean, my dad was a psychologist, and he really wanted me to go into the field of psychology, which I didn't want to do at all. I was in ROTC at USC for 4 years, then I was active duty after that for 3.5, and decided it just wasn't for me. I thought I was going to be a doctor, and then I was going to see people at their worst sometimes, or their most real, and that would give me a lot of fodder to write about, because I always wanted to be a novelist. I was just always so moved by literature and how much I could learn about the human condition, that when it came to the opportunity to make that choice, that's the field that I chose for myself. I didn't want to do something for my profession and the rest of my life that I didn't absolutely love. I began this profession doing a dissertation, which I'm still working on in some ways, and then I did this book, The Chinese in America, A History from Gold Mountain to the New Millennium, and it's a collection of new essays, new knowledge. And I wrote this book with my best friend from graduate school. It took us a decade to write this book. My current work is on a Chinese American diarist. It's a really important diary because it's so early. It documents day by day his life as a Chinese immigrant. So the first line of virtually every diary entry has both the American date as well as the Chinese date. He never strayed too far away from his cultural background. Almost all the Chinese immigration records were burned up, so almost nothing survives. And here we have the day-to-day life of a man who lived there. So yeah, that's an interesting moment. I need to go to class now. Would you like to come along?
Sure. What do you hope to teach college students through literature?
Wow, there's so much I think people can learn from literature. I think it teaches you about the human experience. It teaches you about reading and writing. It teaches you about clear thinking and articulating that clear thinking. It helps us to build on a lot of talents or traits that we already have. But again, it gives us that critical distance, especially with emotional IQ. So that we can, from a removed place, study human emotions and decide how we want to help mature, develop our own human emotions based on studying other characters.